Welcome to this quick start guide on contact resource and adding a new person into the contact list. So quickly, first of all we want to be on the taskbar on the left hand side. We want to have the contact resource tab open, and what we now need to do is move our mouse down to all contacts and click on all contacts. This will bring up the all contacts list which I'm already in. Two ways we're going to do this. One is to click on the auto filter up at the top here. So if I click on that now, and we will see that the auto filter bar has appeared in the on position, so that we can now rapidly search. So I'm going to try and add Simon Gibbons. There is no Simon Gibbons there. Just tab over onto the surname field, check Gibbons, and there are only a couple of Gibbonses in there. We also have one other tool at our disposal, and the reason why we must always check and absolutely go through this procedure every time when you're adding new people into the database is the fact you can wipe out a database's usefulness by duplicating data. So checking, making sure. It's a bit of a tedious job, but you've got to do it. If we just move somewhere into the blue area, you see how the mouse is just, it's not over the name or anywhere in particular, it's just on the blue box. Or we go here, can you see, just somewhere that's not got anything to do specifically, but it's on the blue bar. Right click, show find panel. Go to the show find panel. The find panel is a wonderfully powerful tool. It will search this entire data grid for you and find information. So if I now go and put Simon in, as we sort of go back, it will find bits of the name that do match. So the S-I-M do match. So the S-I-M-I. There we go. Wonderful tool, great. When you don't need it, quite simply, just go and move your mouse over to the red cross there on the left hand side and clear it down. So what we need to do is go to New. Then we need to move the mouse over and use the title drop down list. Remember, if the title you're looking for is not in there, you can have one or two options. One, doctor, you can just type it in. Or the other option is, if you find something that's missing, you can ask your system administrator to add the title in on the administration console. They will know how to do this, or failing that, we can raise a support call and we'll help them. So put the forename in. No, we won't. I'll put Simon. Can you see the red lines there? That's because the spell checker is kicking in, constantly checking for misspellings. Obviously we know that's right. Job title. You can use the tabs to get through this rapidly. 07708 00000. Email address. And if we now go across here, what we can actually do is we can add a picture into the thing. So if I put that picture there, oh, guess who that is? Useful for ID cards, useful for staff who just want to know who somebody is. You know, quite often people work with people and never know what they look like, and it's just sometimes nice. iDirres gives you that functionality. Okay, move my mouse down to the bottom here now, and whereas we've just been on the details tab, which it automatically opens up in, we'll now move to the address tab. This is where we add addresses. So we go to New, and let's start working our way down logically. So we have an area code 0845 680 1925. See how I'm tabbing through things? Tab, tab, tab. The address types here. These are predefined in the system. You could actually manually type one in if you wanted, but if you need to add more, again, they're in the administration console. Your system administrator will know how to add them, but it allows you to target addresses you're working with. So this is just going to a work address, 9 to 13 Thorn Road, Doncaster, South. It's important that you take your time to fill in as much information and break the data down as well. If you basically put the address into one address box, then all the searching procedures, everything else will not work. It's time consuming, but you have to do these things. The Again, some people want to put the countries in, some people don't. It's just a great feature of DN12HJ. Primary address. If the address is a primary address, i.e. the main address you work with, put a tag in, put a tick in here. That means the system will automatically default that anything going out, anything being sent, goes to that address. I'm just going to apply it. The address will now appear in at the top of the contact box list here. We could go and put new, and we could actually go and add a new address in as well, and we could keep on putting other addresses in. Custom data, depending on how your system's set up, will depend on how this data is populated. In our system, we just got this base location name, so if I put York in, information, date of birth, if you want to store that information. If you are running membership cards, you can basically set memberships. I don't think we'll do 13th, do 14th. And you can set expiry dates. This is quite handy if you're running promotional things, or you're running it in the gym membership type way, where you're basically producing ID cards for the year. You've got likes and here on the side here, you just quite literally decide what you'd like. Comments. Oh, look, spell checker there. Wonderfully easy. The idea here is to get data in about the client. If you place a tick in the customer box, they will appear in this top section, contacts and companies. Why? Well, the reason is the fact that you could have a contact list of thousands of people, but bought in list extra data. But the reality is you probably will only deal with a couple of people on a day-to-day basis, or you might have 100 people you deal with on a day-to-day basis. Be fluid in the way you handle your data, because the idea being is the fact you should click on that contacts section up here, or companies at the top, and it should filter you into the people you want to work with there and then at that point in time. In the old companies list you could have thousands, in the old contacts section you could have hundreds of thousands, and this is the point. Be fluid in the way you move through your data. You can rate the person, and again, how you want to work the rating is entirely up to you. You can set those categories. It could be credit rating, it could be personality rating, however you as a business want to use that data. One word of caution now, remember the Data Protection Act. If somebody has to see their data, then they've got every legal right to do so, so therefore you've got to be careful. Do not use this as a bucket for putting in information that is libelous or in any way that way. You've got to remember these are your customers and they can demand to see that data, and rightly so. So therefore, think about the comments and how you use it. Categories, this is to allow you to segment your data, so you just put ticks in what's relevant. So this Simon's a secretary, he's also a director. And then related information here allows you to actually link this person to calls and other things. This is blank because it's a new record. I'll come across this when we add a new prospect. Let's go to companies. Let's go and put a company in. So if I basically put the name in, so we say Cogitar, alright, okay, Cogitar Software, and that now links Simon to Cogitar Software. Okay, just very briefly here, if you keep your eye on this new record here, whilst I move my mouse back over to the save icon, which is here, or we could go File, Save. So what we'll do is we'll just go to the save icon, because that's where we normally do it. Just give me a second. Press save and watch the new. There we go. The new has changed to 105. So Simon is record 105 in the company database, and he is linked to Cogitar Software. So if I double click on Cogitar Software, we bring up the company record, and we now bring up all the different people in the company. And what we should have, Simon Gibbons here, double click on Simon's details, and that brings it up. So in just under 9 minutes you've now learned how to add a new contact into the system.